Welcome back. It's the third tiny episode here on
On Tap with the Board.
On Tap with
We're
the Board.
probably going to edit that out.
You call us whatever you want. It's Becky and James.
Jazz hands.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of us, here's what you need to do. Early voting is happening now. So my name's Becky Palmblade. I am on the school board, and I am here with
James Foster, and I am also on the school board.
And we have been working pretty darn hard for the last few years to get this plan together. And we've done all the digging we can handle to find the needs of the facilities and get them up to speed. So here we are, referendum time. It's time to vote May 14th. It's at the high school from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. That is in-person voting that you can do on the special election day, May 14th. If you are busy that day, like I am.
Please don't wait till then.
Yeah, I'm going to be out of town. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I've actually already voted. Early voting is open now. So you can do that at the Pine County Courthouse. It's during business hours, which is 8 a.m. to 4:30. And keep doing whatever you're doing because early voting is already well underway. So let's keep that happening.
Yeah, we're really encouraging people to vote early. You know, there was so many people that were both for it and against it that said, gosh, I just didn't get a chance to vote. You know, that's not what we want. We want a healthy turnout, a good turnout. We want people to show up and tell us what's up because, you know, one of the things that made us change the plan and come back right away was A, it was really close. It failed by 20 votes. And B, it was that there was so many people that didn't vote. You know, what we're trying to do is accomplish a good, responsible plan for the school, for the future, for our students and our staff and our facilities,
and our community as a whole.
You look at any healthy community; it's centered around a healthy school district, and that's pretty universal. You're pretty hard pressed to find a really, really healthy community that just has a very poor, failing school at the center of it. That's not something that happens very often. Typically, they go hand in hand, and this is good for the school, but it's also very, very good for the community.
And I think if we learned anything from the last one, it's your vote counts.
Absolutely.
Your vote matters. So do make a plan, get out there, rally your troops, and get them to early voting.
Yeah,
so
ultimately, we had 3 questions on the last referendum that we went to in February, and question 1 failed by 20 votes, which means that out of the 1,600 and some votes, it was, you know, just a hair off, and that's it's going to end up being a blessing, and that's because what it did is it forced us as a board to go back to the drawing board and say, what are the priorities of both the school board and the voters? Because the voters very clearly told us we don't want to pay for athletics right now, so all of that got taken off. There isn't gyms on here. There are no at the high school. There are no turf football fields or anything. That wasn't on the last plan either, but those things are not on this plan because question 3 failed, and it failed by a lot. So we eliminated that plan completely. Question 2 failed by a little bit. You know, it was more than what question 1 failed by, but it didn't fail nearly as badly as question 3. So we cut question 2 in half, and now we combined it in with question 1.
Yep.
So we're going out for $42.9 million, and it is a combination of question 1 and part of question 2. And early voting is live, so please get out to vote.
Yeah, head on over to the Pine County Courthouse, open from 8 to 4:30. Early voting is open. Otherwise, you can vote on in person on the special election day, which is Tuesday, May 14th. From 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that's at the Pine City High School. So I want to talk about something that I've had the privilege to work on, is a referendum-only website. So when you go to the Pine City Public School website, you're going to click on Referendum 2024, and it is going to pop up all the information that you need, anything you'd want to know about this referendum. It's the voting information. It's a walkthrough with a click of a link, the elementary school, the high school, and the ALC, the project, the projects, There's a district-wide voting map that's on there so that if you're not quite sure if you are in the district, you just pop that up and you'll see if
Yeah,
you're.
that's fantastic because I mean it's got the roads and streets
Mhm.
and
That
the
Kelly over at
yeah,
the Pine County
it's
Courthouse.
pretty fantastic.
I know, I keep her on speed dial. Yeah, she is fantastic. It also has the tax calculator. So I do want to just mention this. When you click on the tax calculator, you're going to have to scroll just a tiny bit. We tried to get the tax calculator right at the top, but there is some information that needs to be in there so that it can explain what you need to do with this tax calculator. But they did put a button in there that says skip to calculator function. So kind of like when you're finding a recipe online and you just want to skip all the ads and just go right to the recipe. You know what I mean, James, right?
I actually do.
Yes.
I do most of the cooking.
So click that skip down and it will take you down. And then it has the option of residential homestead property. You put in your estimated market value, hit calculate, and it's going to show you exactly how much. Well, not exactly. It's going to show you an approximate of what your taxes will go up. So let's say $350,000 home. It's going to cost $41 monthly and $486 a year.
It's also important to note it's not what you think your house is worth. It's the tax assessed value.
Right.
So if you don't know what the tax assessed value of your house is, check your tax statement.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have your tax statement, you can get that from
Kelly
Absolutely.
Schroeder at the Pine County Courthouse.
Yeah, so
very helpful.
The tax calculator is based on the assessed value of your home. So if your home is worth $250,000, you can go in and put that number in, and within 2 seconds, you will have an answer as to roughly what your tax liability would be for this referendum.
Yeah, and then you can say like, okay, $41 a month. All right, that's $10 a week. In my case, I'm not paying for school lunch this year for 3 kids. I can probably handle that for some indoor plumbing. I can probably make that happen. You can also put in commercial property and also agricultural property. That's the last one in this lineup. So you have to put in some information, and then that one for agricultural actually sends out. Give it about 5 days, and they will give you that information back. But we have had some positive feedback on. Okay, that's
well,
the
law
number.
changed. There was an ag to school credit that the state passed a few years back, and now referendums cost farmers less on their agricultural land than referendums in the past. So a good example is I talked to a farmer recently who got their tax statement back on what they would be expected to be paying on the referendum. And they said that even though this one is over 4 times the amount of the last referendum for the auditorium, it's actually going to be cheaper than the auditorium was for agricultural land. Wow. So that state law change really was focused on keeping farmers away from having to pay for the majority of a school referendum project.
I think that makes sense. So that's awesome. So it has some tabs on here on the website. That's kind of what we're going through right now. It's a referendum only website. You just go on to the Pine City District website, click Referendum 2024. Frequently asked questions, click that tab. It's going to pull up in a PDF so that you can print that out. And if there are people who aren't online, you will be able to share that information with them. We kind of made every link or pop-up or form in a PDF so that they can be printed, so we can get that information out to as many people as possible.
Yeah, I mean, if you know somebody that's not super tech savvy, just print it for them, or find a way to send it to them in an email or something like that. And it's going to be. We're hoping the hope here is that it's going to be easier for everybody to spread the word. Mm-hmm. We know and we recognize, and we were told by plenty of people that we didn't do a good job of that last time.
There's 7 of us. We tried.
And
might need your help on this.
Also, almost none of us have ever done this before.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I definitely feel some responsibility, but I'm also like, okay, We're going to do
learning.
better this time.
Yep, we're going to do
So
better this
we're going to
time.
get the word out. We're also making it easier for you to get the word out. So please do your best. As I've said before, good, bad, or indifferent, get the word out. Tell people about the project and just make sure information's correct. You know?
And that way, when you are talking to people, you're confident and empowered that like, oh, I've got this information. It's right here. Let me tell you. Because I've had people who have come up and asked me a question and I'll start telling them like, okay, it's this. And they're like, oh, I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know about it. That's just what they said. Like, well, you can bring that message back.
Yeah.
Please do.
Well,
Because I don't know
had-
who it is that you're talking about. So
I've had so many people come up and ask questions, and the information that people get is oftentimes there's a kernel of truth, but it's the telephone game. It's, oh, they tried to add a gym at the high school, and then the next person they talk to, it's 2 gyms, and the next person they talk to, it's a field house, and then the next person they talk to, it's a field house and it's turf and it's this and that. I had so many people come up to me and be like, I'm not going to pay for a turf field, or I'm not going to pay for this, or I'm not going to pay for that. And it was pretty universal. None of that was ever a part of the plan.
yeah.
So we just want to make sure that good, accurate information is getting out as easily and quickly as possible.
So I'm glad that you said as easily as possible, because going through this website, I really did take the mentality of, I am my dad. My dad is not a web guy. He is not on the
You're
internets.
kidding.
He's not on the internets. So I'm thinking, okay, how is he going to navigate through this? Let's make it as simple as possible, as less clicks as possible. The information is right there. If you do click it, you can print it, then you can have it. So we're hoping that it is super user friendly. If there are any frequently asked questions that you have, please get them to us, and we'll keep adding to the website as we get them in. Early voting is open now, so spread the word. And yeah, spread the word.
Absolutely. We got a special guest.
We do.
We do have a special guest, and she wants to say something. Do you want to introduce this special guest?
You can.
Okay, folks, we have in the studio today B. Palmblade.
Oh, come on down.
Come on up.
A Pine City Elementary student.
Say hi.
Hi.
And what did you want to add to the conversation?
What's your firsthand experience of being an elementary student at Pine City Elementary?
It's really complicated. There's you have half your class for reading and stuff is on the very top floor, and then you have to go all the way down to the first floor for math.
That does sound kind of complicating. Sounds like some wasted time in traveling.
I know this might sound like a weird question. I apologize if this is a weird question.
Okay.
But I have walked through the 3-story building at the elementary. Do the bathrooms always stink that bad?
Well, most of the time, I don't know, I've never been in the boys' bathroom, so.
Good call.
But in the girls' bathroom, there will be like no toilet paper in one or something, or there'll be like someone will like, I don't know, miss the toilet. It's really gross or something. And then on the 3rd floor, there's this special room in the bathroom for all the teachers.
So do you have to walk a lot in the school, like go from one class to another and it's all the way across the building and you got to walk a long ways?
A lot of travel time.
Lots.
Getting your steps in. I should put a pedometer on you
What is it?
and see how many steps you take just in your...
I mean, most of the time we're just sitting there. Like, we don't get up a lot.
I should put a pedometer on a para and see, like, because they're zooming
Yes.
and they're all over that enormous building.
All right. Well, wave to the camera. Say hi. Say bye.
Bye.
There it is, a podcaster in training.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any other questions, please give us a call or an email or a text. Our contact information is on the school website. We want to be here to answer any questions you have, address any concerns you have, and answer any feedback you have. So please reach out, let us know, and we will do more of these if there are more questions.
Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, 5 people. Tell 5 people. Tell
5
them about
people.
the website. Tell them about early voting. That's your job.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening,
Thank you
and
for listening.
be a part of the future.
That's right.